Hey, it's Deanne Newton. I am so excited to be here with you. Today's webinar is all about the 5 steps to find self love, loads of energy, health, and happiness over 45. So, I don't want you to waste any of your time. So, let's talk about who this is for so you make sure you're in the right place. This is for women who are desperately trying to improve their health, but can't seem to find time for themselves because they put everyone else's needs before their own. Any woman who fears turning 50 because she thinks it's all about wrinkles, pain, hot flashes, weight gain, and disease, or women who are looking to live long, happy, and healthy lives, still feeling confident, sexy, energetic, and beautiful. Those who just want to have a wonderful life after 50. If that's you, stick around. In the next 45 minutes, you're going to learn how to feel comfortable in your own skin no matter what you're wearing, from a tank top to a little black dress, how to get through your day without extreme fatigue, brain fog, hot flashes, joint pain, even if that seems impossible right now, how to get rid of that negative voice, that negative Nelly in your head that tells you I'm not good enough, and instead approach any situation with positivity, how to feel totally confident in who you are so you could have really wonderful relationships. You can be your authentic self. How to wake up each and every day feeling grateful, joyful, and purposeful. How to be excited about the next half of your life and lose the excuse that your unhappiness or illness is because of your age. My promise to you is a step-by-step approach to feel energetic, confident, and gorgeous in your 50s. It does not have to be downhill from here. So, before we really dig in, let's look at some keys to success. I always like to go over this so you understand really what we're talking about. No magic pill, no quick fix here. I know. Everybody wants to clap their hands or snap their fingers and be perfectly healthy and happy, but there's just a little bit of work that has to be done. It takes time to make improvements in your health, and with the right help, you can reach those goals that have seemed impossible in the past. Maybe even reaching goals that you were always scared to set because you just thought they were not reachable. You're going to hear some inspiring stories from women who have worked hard and gotten amazing results. Now, believe me, you can do it too, but your success is up to you. Now, grab a pen and paper because you may want to take some notes. Sit back and enjoy the webinar. All righty, so I would love for you to see if any of this resonates with you. Do you work hard and help others so much that you have trouble finding time for yourself? Do you lack energy daily, forget things easily, suffer from brain fog, and wonder what's happening to you? Do you feel uncomfortable with your body and really hate wearing shorts, tank tops, or bathing suits, kind of showing any type of skin? Do you feel unmotivated and lackluster about your life, your relationships, and yourself? Do you desire to lose extra pounds or just feel healthier, but have no idea where to start, what to eat, or what to do because there's so many, so much confusing information out there? Do you feel completely uncomfortable day and night because of hot flashes, hair loss, pain, mood changes? When you look in the mirror, do you not recognize the woman staring back at you? Do you wonder when your life got away from you? Or are you secretly terrified that you will never feel healthy, energetic, or sexy again, that it's all downhill from here? Well, I want to tell you that that should not be the case. So if you fall in this category, please stay with me. None of those things are the problem. The real problem is that you haven't made the shifts in your thought processes. So that's what we're going to talk about today. When you make these shifts, you will be able to look at yourself in the mirror and see this empowered, strong, mentally clear, and beautiful woman staring back at you. You'll be able to jump out of bed bursting with energy after a great night's sleep and really be excited to choose what your day will look like. You will feel that you have control of your body and that aging is not all about pain, hopelessness, disempowerment. You'll be full of positivity and passion about your life and your loved ones, and you'll be creating wonderful memories and friendships. You're going to feel sexy again and ready to show off your new body. You're going to feel like yourself more than ever, understanding the real you and what you love, that authentic, true self. How does that sound? Sounds pretty amazing, right? All right. Well, before we start, I want to let you know who I am. My name is Deanne Newton. I am a functional medicine PA and clinical nutritionist and owner of Newton Holistic Health. I specialize in helping women understand the root cause of their health issues so they can be the very best versions of themselves. And I use all of these tools myself. I'm in my 50s, and I am determined for women to take control of their health and happiness after 45 so they don't feel like life ends at 50. All right, so let's take a look at these shifts. I'm going to walk you through 5 shifts so you will be able to eliminate your midlife misery, and you're going to be able to restore your energy and just feel absolutely wonderful about yourself. It's taken me many, many years to help all of my patients to kind of figure this out on my own through research and experiments. And I'm really, really happy to be able to share all of this with you today. All right. So, shift number 1, the time is now. Many women, you probably fall into this category, perfectionist, workaholics, that type A personality. And you really love to help everyone else out. And unfortunately, the problem is that you are usually last on the list. You kind of forget about caring for yourself. You may have difficulty saying no to others, and then you just don't have time for yourself. And this is problematic because your health suffers because of it. You have most likely spent the majority of your life helping others, your loved ones, your friends, family. Ask yourself these questions right now. Do you make time to take care of yourself? Do you schedule in time alone or time to do the things that you love to do that make you happy? Yes or no? Medical research estimates as much as 90% of illness and disease is stress related. So if you continue to ignore yourself and overschedule yourself and only do things for other people, you're going to eventually be too sick and too tired to help anyone else. Chronic stress damages the body and causes dis-ease or disease. You must make time for yourself to take care of yourself. When you're overworked and overstressed, your body is continuously creating internal inflammation. You don't really feel this in the body, so you don't necessarily know it's there, but let me tell you, it's building and building every single day. But the good news, you have control over this. Now, your body is amazing. I mean, not only can you bear a child, but your body is created to heal itself from illness, infection, injury, and mistreatment. But you do have to treat your body a certain way in order for it to do this. So, if you tend to eat poorly, live a sedentary life, sleep poorly, and suffer from chronic stress, then your body begins to find it difficult to actually heal itself and eventually at all. So, you must care about yourself and take the necessary time to make changes. And if you're like most women, you probably keep saying to yourself, I'll get to that tomorrow. I'll start, eating better tomorrow. I'll start my new exercise routine tomorrow. But that's not helping you out because that internal inflammation is building and building. Remember, you only get one body. You can't go to the dry cleaner and clean up your body really quickly and have a brand new body. You can't turn it in and get a new one. Your body is like a car. A brand new car is wonderful, isn't it? Not only does it look beautiful, but it runs so well. But just think about it. You have to keep up with the basics. You have to wash it. You have to clean it. You have to put gas in it. You have to change the brake pads. You have to change the oil. And your body is exactly the same. If you're not keeping up with these routine basic things, then your body's not going to be able to function. It's just not going to be able to work the way it's supposed to. So, if you haven't been taking care of yourself, you have been accumulating that internal inflammation, and eventually that is going to become some sort of disease. You may actually already feel some symptoms. You may have discomforts on a daily basis, and that is the beginning of this internal inflammation. Diseases are created over time by a buildup of this inflammation. Just think, cancer isn't made in one evening. It starts small and it just keeps growing. So, this inflammation affects every cell and organ in the body, starting with your immune system, that system that's supposed to completely take care of you and prevent you from getting those bacterial and viral issues. So now is the perfect time to make the decision to get to work and make some changes. Stop putting it off. Now is the time. Life after 50 can be absolutely amazing and actually far better than it was in your 30s just because you're smarter now, wiser. You just have to know how to nourish your body, take care of your body, and love your body. This is all about you and your life. It is time to realize you are worth it. This does not mean that you're being selfish. I hate when people use that term. We have to take care of ourselves in order to take care of other people. So please do not think that you're being selfish. This is what it takes to be healthy. Now is the time to take a stand for yourself and commit to changing your life and your health. Now is the perfect time. You can do this. Believe me, you can do this. All right, let's move on to shift number 2. Destiny is a decision. What do I mean by that? You've got the power. Did you grow up thinking that anyone over 50 was old and ancient? That getting older is all about wrinkles and chronic pain and fatigue and no longer having any fun, weakness, disease? Well, it doesn't have to be this way. A lot of people do have these issues, yes, but it does not have to be this way. Genetics are not everything. Just because your parents or your grandparents had some form of disease, maybe diabetes, cancer, or an autoimmune disease, maybe heart disease, doesn't mean that you will definitely follow that path. Even if your doctor told you this, I am here to tell you it is not true, or it does not have to be true. Most people tend to give far too much power to their genes, blaming them on all of their discomforts and disease. However, it is your lifestyle washing over your genes that determines who you are in any moment. You regulate your genes through food, movement, sleep, thoughts, feelings, and social connections. You can turn on genes that create health and weight loss, just like you can turn on genes for disease and weight gain. So, which would you rather turn on? That's the question. Some genes can predispose you to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, but predisposition is not predestiny. Just like I said, we can turn genes on and off. 90% of your current health is controlled by the environment in which you bathe your genes, your nutrition, your movement, your sleep, your stress management, and your exposure to environmental toxins. You don't have to sit back and accept that you're doomed to become fat and sick. You actually have a say in your health. But unfortunately, if you go to a physician, most physicians are going to tell you, they're going to tell you what disease you have and prescribe medication. Instead of really preventing issues and disease and getting to the root of any actual problem, they are really just giving you a band-aid, something to help with your symptoms. The genes or destiny myth is so common and so dangerous because what it can do is prevent you from taking care of yourself. You feel like there's nothing that you can do. You're just destined to have this disease, and then you don't actually make any changes. It's all in how you treat your body, what choices you make. Your destiny is your decision. I hope that actually makes you feel better because a lot of people feel like they don't have any control. And I think that can be a much scarier feeling. So let's take a look. Susan was always concerned about getting diabetes like her mother and her grandmother had. And it was very debilitating for both of them. And she saw that. But she continues to eat lots of processed food, lots of sugary foods, candy, and she doesn't exercise. She has a really stressful job and she doesn't really go out and have a lot of fun. So she came to me for her menopausal symptoms, her hot flashes, her brain fog, and her fatigue. And she had just been diagnosed with prediabetes with her internal medicine doctor. She felt that she had no control of her body or her horrible symptoms. And she had been told that there was absolutely nothing she could do other than take some prescription medications. Her doctor wanted her to go ahead and go on a diabetic medication, and she just wasn't ready for that. So, by working with me and by bringing balance back into her life, addressing her as a person and not just her symptoms, she began to feel better immediately. Her menopausal symptoms went away, and actually, her pre diabetic diagnosis went away. She lost pounds and inches that she never thought she could lose, and she really began to enjoy spending time with others. She was so happy to learn that her genetics were not her destiny and that she didn't have to suffer like her mother and her grandmother had. She was so excited that she knew that she had a choice in her own health. She felt like a new woman, full of energy, spunk, and gratitude for her life and health. And it was so wonderful to see her with these new thoughts and beliefs because she was super happy and just exuding joy. All right, so let's move on to the third shift. Use the secret weapon. What is that, you ask? All right, the secret weapon is stop following the pack. All right, so you are not like anyone else on the planet. Thank goodness, because otherwise the world would be very boring and monotonous, right? When you were young, you probably always wanted to fit in. You wanted to be like other people. You really probably didn't want to stand out. But now you're wiser. So you want to let the real you shine through. Because you're unique, that's the main reason that there is not one medication that works for everyone, no one diet that works for everyone, because we're different. Your current health is the sum of all the things that have happened to you from your birth. And the sooner you really understand this, the sooner you can stop trying to do what everybody else is doing, listening to the news and or following the diet that your best friend followed and succeeded with. It can be so frustrating to see friends, family members losing weight, improving their health by doing something specific. And then when you try those same things, it just doesn't work for you. So, stop trying to find that one diet, that perfect workout routine, that perfect probiotic, that perfect supplement. It's exhausting, right? When you're trying to do that, because that is not the answer. Find your own voice. You are a one of a kind person with unique skills, passions, and desires. And if you don't already know what these things are, then now is the perfect time to figure that out. Most of my clients struggle with being able to write down 5 or 10 things that make them happy. And when you're over 45, that's super sad. We should know ourselves a little bit better than that at this point. If you don't know what makes you giddy and makes you grateful, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to be happy on a daily basis. Joy brings more smiles, more laughter, more positivity, better relationships, less burnout, fewer food cravings, and better health and vitality. So, embracing who you truly are, what you love to do, what you are really good at, and the way you look is the key to finding happiness and joy in your life. Believe me, I'm so guilty of this. I've spent so much time in my life looking for happiness through significant others, so relationships and jobs, and even just where I lived. But you need to realize that the easiest and only place to truly find happiness is within yourself. So let's look at Janice. Janice turned 50 and began struggling with lack of motivation, brain fog, self confidence, and overall happiness. And she just said, this is just normal, I guess, because I'm getting older. She was always trying diets. She tried keto, she tried intermittent fasting. She actually tried everything, but those two were the ones that she had tried most recently and that she actually liked. But she did tell me that she could never stick to one of them long enough to really get any true results. Or when she did lose weight, it usually came right back on. She was unhappy with her body and she just wanted to feel good again. When I asked her to write down 5 things that made her happy, she wasn't able to do it. She responded that she was just uncomfortable in her own skin and didn't know herself anymore. But once we met and we talked about things, she started to learn her own rhythm and she started to learn her own body's nutritional needs. Once she did that, she began to feel renewed with motivation, energy, self love, and excitement. And because of her newfound happiness and energy, she began to stick to a healthier diet. She was never able to do that before. And she was able to stick to new lifestyle changes that she had thought that she could never stick to. She even told me that I have never felt this good before, even in my 30s. That's so important. And she realized that all she really needed was support from someone who truly cared and guidance away from that mainstream information, the diets and all the confusing information about foods and exercise. All right, so let's recap. So at this point, you know the time is now. Quit putting it off. Really start taking care of yourself right now. Your destiny is your decision. Your genetics, they're not. Stop following the pack. Now let's look at the last two shifts. Break the barrier. Have you ever thought about why you aren't feeling as good as you once did? And maybe why it's really difficult for you to reach your goals, your health and fitness goals. Everything in our lives is a reflection of our choices and behaviors, including our health, not to mention the things that we actually don't have control of. So there are things like when your mother was carrying you, what she decided to eat, how you were birthed, what foods you ate or what sicknesses you had when you were younger. No judgment here. Life is a journey, and we learn so much along the way. But every step that you make can affect your body and your health. There's no need in dwelling on things that happened in the past. We want to get you out of the past and think more about the present and then what your future can look like. So from now on, you can make small changes in your daily routine that can make huge improvements in your health. So it's time to break the barrier. Those old beliefs and thoughts that were blocking you from moving forward, from reaching your goals. Let's figure out what those are. Finding the root of these thoughts will allow you to see them in a different light and eventually create new beliefs that are much more empowering so you can reach your goals. So let's look at the old way. Creation of the barrier. This is what happens to every single one of us. Okay. So something happened in the past, and oftentimes it's when you're really small, 4 or 5. Then a negative emotion forms. So say that you did something wrong and your mother, comes in and maybe even hits you on the hand and says that no, don't do that. Maybe even says bad girl or, that's stupid or something like that. So now you have a negative emotion formed around that. You carry that with you through the future. And unfortunately, there are triggers in life. So certain things can happen to you in life that bring up that negative emotion. So maybe somebody at work tells you that you did something wrong, or maybe a loved one or a family member says something to you in a certain tone of voice, and it just triggers that emotion. And then that whole feeling of not being good enough, of doing something wrong, of doing something stupid comes back. And that stops you from reaching your goals. So instead, let's look at the new way, break the barrier and actually build resilience. So instead, what we're going to do is find that trigger, figure out what it is that's causing that old emotion to actually come up. Then we look and we try to figure out why that emotion even was created. And then we create a new belief around what happened. That new belief will allow you to move forward and build that resilience and reach your goals. So look at it this way. We have this cycle of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So what we think affects how we feel and act. How we feel affects what we think and do. What we do affects how we think and feel. And it's this kind of vicious cycle. And so if we're thinking negative thoughts and negative emotions about ourselves, then our behavior is not necessarily going to be positive. So we want to break this cycle. Oftentimes these thoughts can get stuck. So these negative thoughts that we're talking about, they get stuck. We try to let them go. But when we say let them go, they're still there. And we're just kind of pushing them down into our unconscious. And that just causes them to reappear, maybe even stronger than before. And what happens is it will result in feelings of anger, despair, insecurity, hopelessness, or fear. And we just don't want to be there. That's not a good place to be. These feelings can be stored in certain parts of the body and actually cause symptoms and disease, discomforts in certain parts of the body. And you may not have ever heard this. So, when you're angry about something, maybe something that happened years and years ago, it can get stored in your liver and it will actually start to cause a malfunction in your liver. So your liver makes bile and bile breaks down fat. So it may cause your liver not to make enough bile. So then it's going to affect your digestion of your fats. It can actually cause your cholesterol levels to go up because your liver's not able to get rid of that cholesterol in the body. It may actually cause your liver cells to turn into fatty cells called non-alcoholic fatty liver. And then that can cause other issues. So these are things to think about. These negative emotions get caught up somewhere in the body and really start to affect your health. So, recognizing what's not working is key to breaking these mental barriers that are holding you back from achieving your goals. All right. So let's move into that last shift, invest in coaching. Now, we were just talking about those barriers, and sometimes it's really hard to distinguish what the barriers are yourself. And sometimes you really need someone else to help you with that. And that's where coaching comes in. Everyone should have a coach. Even coaches need a coach. And why? Because it brings four things into your life: new ideas, accountability, focus, and support. Just listening to this webinar, maybe you've now realized that there are things in life that you've never even thought about before. Accountability is just making sure someone's sticking with you and really helping you move down the path. Focus. A lot of times, the reason we don't reach our goals is we just lose focus. Support. It's always nice to have someone there helping you, someone who really cares. So, the right coach can uncover your barriers that you may not be able to figure out yourself, change your perspective, maybe help you be a little bit more positive about things, help you take action, set up a plan on what to really do, keep you accountable, make sure you're doing what you say you're going to do. This person can basically show you the ropes and keep you on track. So, how happy are you on a daily basis? If you are listening to this webinar, then there's probably something about your life that you're questioning. Maybe you have extreme fatigue and you have discomforts that you don't like. Maybe you're just feeling unhappy and lonely in where you are in your life. And if that's the case, you need a new mindset, a new plan, and accountability. You need a coach. So, let's look at this. We've talked about mindset, action, outcomes. When we say mindset, we're talking about your beliefs about what's possible for you, your beliefs about yourself, your beliefs about where you are in the world. Action is what you actually do to move towards a specific goal. And then the goal, and what goal that we're talking about, is your happiness, your clarity, your confidence. To change your outcome, you must change your mindset and your action. No doubt about it. What you're doing now, if it's not working, you have to make a change in order for something to change in your life, in your health. All right. Well, today I promised how to feel comfortable in your own skin no matter what you're wearing, from a tank top to a bathing suit to a little black dress. How to get through your day without extreme fatigue, brain fog, hot flashes, joint pain, even if that seems impossible right now. How to get rid of that negative voice in your head that tells you, I'm not good enough. How to feel totally confident in who you are so you can have amazing relationships. How to wake up each and every day and feel gratitude, joy, and purpose. How to be excited about the next half of your life and use the excuse that your unhappiness or your illness is because of your age. So, what you need to win, everything that we've talked about today, let's go over it again. The time is now. Quit putting yourself off. The time is now to take care of yourself. Destiny is a decision. It's not all about genetics. Stop following the pack. It's not the answer to do exactly what everybody else is doing. You probably already figured that out because you've been doing that over the years. Break the barrier. What is that thing, that thought, that emotion that always stops you from reaching your goals? Invest in coaching. Find that perfect person that can help you reach your goals and maybe even go further than you ever thought. These 5 shifts alone can propel you to be that wonderful and confident person that you really want to be. So now you have a choice. If you're just not happy where you are and you're really sick and tired of feeling alone or feeling like you just don't have any purpose, you have to make a change. And now is the perfect time to do it. How can we help you? We have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply these ideas that we've gone over today to your life, starting right now. Whatever your biggest challenge, we've seen it and we know how to overcome it. In the session together, we will work with you to craft a game plan on how to take control of your life and start making beneficial choices every single day. And the cost of this phone call is absolutely free. Now, this is only for certain people, so please listen carefully. You must be open minded and coachable. You need to be ready to make changes in your life in order to reach your nutrition and lifestyle goals. And you need to be committed to becoming that wonderful, amazing, healthy, and happy woman that you were meant to be. And if this sounds like you and you fit these 3 criteria, please book a session with me now. We do this because we love giving back and helping women live happier and healthier lives. Plus, we know that you might need some clarity. There's nothing better than seeing a woman transform her life, transform her thoughts, transform her happiness. It's so wonderful. And that's what we want to help you do. We can discuss our game plan to see if it's a good fit for you and if we are a good fit for each other. And if not, that's fine because you will definitely learn something about yourself on this phone call. All righty, so spaces are limited. So sign up now. You should see a button right here. You can click it and move forward. Like I said before, do not put this off like you've probably put it off so many times in the past. So you can click on the button right here and it's going to take you to a calendar. Pick a time that works for you and you will be all set up. Once you do that, you will then see a questionnaire. Please take the few seconds it will take to answer the questionnaire. It really helps us on the call. It really helps us gain clarity on what you actually need. The most important thing to remember is the time is now. Take the time now to do this for yourself. Quit putting yourself last. This is all about you, making sure that you are fulfilled and happy and healthy in your life the way it was meant to be. I am here to help you. We are here to give you some clarity on this call. So click the button, sign up now, and you won't be disappointed. I've had so much fun talking with you today. I hope you've learned something and you'll take something from this. And I really look forward to talking to you later. Bye-bye.